Morning. Okay, so if Peter described himself as a fraud, I'm going to stand in front of all of you and say, I kind of feel a bit of a fraud to stand here in front of you and talk about music technology. I'll explain in a minute, but so I'm Sarah Sher, I'm assistant head at Leicestershire Music Hub, and I got asked to speak to you all. And at first I said, I don't think I'm the right person. I've been persuaded that I am the right person, so I hope that you learn something from me today. And if not, then you've got the rest of the day to do some amazing things. So I do like to think about, rather than stepping out of my comfort zone, today I am widening my comfort zone. So I arrived, I've managed to set myself up on Wi-Fi, 3 attempts, but I'm there. So that kind of sets the scene as to where I come from with music technology. But I'm here speaking to you about music technology. So yeah, that's a bit of my background as to how I've come to present today. Just to give me an idea of who's here, can you just put your hand up if you are working in a school as a practitioner or as a teacher? Okay, you can put your hand up twice, so that's really helpful. If you come from a music hub? Okay. If you come with some music tech equipment that you plan to demonstrate, so from a company? Okay. Any other kind of, where else has anyone else come from? Anyone else wearing a different hat?
Like a awarding body for giving music production grades.
Okay. Rock school. Yeah, okay.
Similar from James.
Okay, thank you.
Inventor.
An inventor. Oh, that's really exciting. Music therapist. Okay. So, oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'm from Creative United. We work with Omi and Peter and others, getting music technology, among other things, to disabled youths in pubs.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so that just kind of helps me shape what I talk about. So I'm going to do a presentation, and then hopefully there'll be a little bit of time for Q&A at the end if you want that. So to start with, let's do a little bit of chatting. So I'd like you to think about as many ways that you can how music technology is used with young people. So just with the person next to you, if you've come with that person, you could turn around and chat to a different person, just a minute to talk about. List all those ways that you can, or the wall, that you can think of how music technology is used. Why do I recognise? So I know you're from Northampton.
I am a director of school-based, so I've been around the main house, so
That's great. Curriculums.
No, I'm not.
What's your name?
Rachel Coles.
Okay, thank you. I'm looking going, I know you, why do I know you? I know you're Northampton. You're all sat together in Northampton. Just come to listen. Okay, so you won't have got through your whole list, I understand that, but you'll have got some. You'll have got a list of some. I want you to now think about which of those on your list, or you can add to your list, which of those are taught with music technology for music technology's sake, and which of those are technology or music technology that support music teaching. Okay? have another chat? Do you understand what you've got to chat about? Yeah? Okay. What makes it worst? I'm being recorded. I had a really good conversation with them about on Zoom. Amazing. Yeah, quite expensive, but really, really good. Oh no, that's the guitar thing, isn't it? That's my stuff. Just hope this bit isn't being recorded. Right. That was to help set the scene. There is a lot of technology that you will have had on that list. And so it's just good to think, why do we use music technology? So I'm not going to kind of call out for answers, but just for you to get your head into thinking about music technology. So I've already said I'm not an expert in music technology, but what I do at the Music Hub is lead on the special school work, on the SEMH school settings, the PRUs, and through the work that I've done, I've started to realise that music technology can be an integral part of the work that we do with all children, but specifically with children with SEN and disabilities. So I've been leading there since 2005 on this kind of work, and I've been on quite a journey. So my personal journey is I started in a primary school, and I've needed to do a lot of learning, and it's amazing because everybody that I've come across has been very keen to share their knowledge, and I've just absorbed all that knowledge, and that's why I'm here today. So a way that I have managed to gain a lot of knowledge is by meeting with the special schools. That's been my main focus really since 2005, and in the past couple of years started working with SEMH settings and PRUs. Having a network of special schools, there's 11 special schools in Leicester and Leicestershire. They meet together termly, we discuss the needs that they have, I listen, and then I go out and see what I can find to support them in their school. So that's kind of how my work is set up. Over that time, I thought it'd be interesting for you to find out what I have learned on that journey. So I would describe our hub as still in its beginnings of becoming an inclusive hub, but I'd say we're on that journey. We've been working really hard at it. And when I started in the role, I would describe ourselves as absolutely not an inclusive hub at all. So some of these things have been hard to put in to the hub, and some of them people have been with me and we've managed to move along in that journey. I would say that I've held on to that national plan for music education and held on to the fact that it applies to all children. So right from that very start when I took on this role, it's not just been for primary children, and it's not just been for Key Stage 3, 4, 5, it's been for every child. So obviously there's a new national plan now, and SEN does come into that, but right back when that first national plan, I felt it was for all children. And it is about an equity of opportunity. So holding on to that. To create an inclusive music hub, I feel it's about the good relationships and communications with schools. So I've really focused on that because they are the schools, they're the settings that know what is needed for the pupils. We need to go out and find out what is needed and then support them. I've also been on a bit of a journey learning about ensembles. I did think that all ensembles need to be for everybody, and over my journey I've actually realised no, it's okay for some ensembles to be for some children and some ensembles to be for some other children, but it's about having that opportunity that all children can join an ensemble. So within Leicestershire we now have inclusive ensembles, we have integrated ensembles, and then we adapt our ensembles as well to ensure that every child has that opportunity to join an ensemble. High quality partnerships, I will talk about partnerships, but high quality partnerships is absolutely the key to deliver expert provision. So there's a lot of people in here that would be working as partners with maybe different hubs, different schools. Absolutely the key. About having a school-centred approach. So, okay, I'm at the hub, but everything I do is based on what school need is. And this one, holding on to having special needs at the heart of any project that is delivered and having that at the very, very beginning. An example, last year I was asked, we're doing a Music Hub project. Can we have some special school children in? I said, no, you can't actually, because you've already started developing that project and you haven't got the special schools at the heart of that project. We'll do a different project and we're happy to develop that, but really holding on to the fact that special schools and children with disabilities need to be at the heart of the planning of projects. It's not okay to just go, oh, let's bring them in. And then if there isn't an equivalent SEN offer as part of your Music Hub, why? Why not? So really been challenging our hub. If you're offering that to these children, why is there not an equivalent? Data. Love a bit of data. I didn't used to like data, but I love data now. And I just thought this would give you an idea of our SEN work in Leicester. So this is last year's, because obviously now in September our data is all at 0. But last year, 100% of SEN schools, so that covers special schools, SEMH schools, PRU schools, alternative provisions. We engage with 100% of those, supporting their singing. 82% engaged with instrumental learning, and 91% engaged with SMEP. SMEP is School Music Education Plan, curriculum, that kind of support. So we are working with a lot of our schools, 100% actually, in Leicestershire. So that's great because it means that we can find out what is needed and then what kind of support they need. So I'm going to focus more on the instrumental because that's where music tech fits in. When I was developing this presentation, I thought, well, how do I put this into different sections? So I'm going to start with teaching music technology. So technology as a whole, just music technology for technology's sake. So we have turntables as a project in Leicestershire, and it's been taught for Key Stage 3, and it's a fantastic whole class ensemble tuition, DJing, and we've had that for quite a number of years now. It comes with the teaching resources, and if you want to try out, we've got Tim here who delivers that, and I know lots of different hubs actually have started delivering the Leicestershire turntable project. But then I stamped my feet and said, well, that's fine. You've got it for Key Stage 3. You've got it for Key Stage 2. What about our SEN children? But we can't just deliver it. We need it adapted. So it wasn't because they didn't want to. It was just capacity of creating a turntable project for SEN. But last year, we piloted it about 4 years ago, listened to what needed to be done, and then adapted the turntable project. So last year, 2 schools took on that project with our adapted version, piloted it. Very excited to say it's embedded now in the school. This is what they are going to do. They are going to be delivering turntables as part of their music tuition in those 2 schools. So this year, 4 schools are going to be doing a turntable project. It's not quite good enough though, because it's not okay to just do a turntable project. What about these children in their progression pathways? So that's where, hopefully I'll try and remember to mention them later, but I've started working with Education and Base, who are able to deliver one-to-one turntables specifically for SEN children. So now we have a whole class ensemble tuition, and we've got our progression pathways for those children that wish to carry on playing. iPads. So iPads, teaching music on an iPad for music technology's sake. Quite a number of years ago now, I don't know if you've heard of Transformance Music with Ben Sellers. absolutely fantastic guy. Just when he started out, I met him, went to an iPad project training that he was doing for free. So I was like, I'm going there, just started out. And I've had a fantastic partner with Transformance Music since right on this whole journey. I've learned an awful lot from him. So going to those experts and finding out what's next, what should I be doing next? And him bringing in lots of expert knowledge into Leicester. I've just put some links. I wasn't sure if this PowerPoint would be shared with you afterwards. But whenever we do these projects, it's all about so what? So what we're doing this iPad project? What are we going to get out of it? So we've had an iPad project. These children have learned how to use an iPad, but let's have some teacher training within it. Let's have the teacher resources. Let's have curriculum resources. So every project, we will have some kind of sustainability and longevity to that project. So there's some resources. And if you wanted to tap into them, they're on our website under the SEN tab. And the training videos, so they're available on YouTube for anybody, but just so that teachers can learn how to carry on delivering music using iPads. Teaching music technology for technology's sake, one-to-one tuition. Noise Academy is a partner that we use. They deliver DJing and music technology. And they... I came across them, they offer informal qualifications. So you can have one-to-one lessons. The school will buy them in for half a day. They will teach lots of children, but also there's qualifications at the end. And having spoken to a lot of special schools, they say our children sometimes leave school and they haven't actually got any certificates or any paperwork that says we have achieved this. So brilliant. We've got some informal qualifications here that the children can work towards. Then I came across Education and Base, who are here. They have got rock school qualifications. So this has taken our qualifications that we're offering children to a different level. Post 16, I'm really focusing on, because speaking to a head at a special school, said, you know, we do lots of work with these children, but post 16, what career paths can we offer them? So last year, Education and Base, we covered the cost for all schools, if they wish to, or special schools, to have a workshop day with Education and Base. And there was one school that didn't take up that offer. They're not quite on the journey, different head teacher, new head teacher. But the other 10 schools all had a workshop, and they selected children who it would be appropriate for, because it's okay, that's another thing I've learned, it's okay to select the children. These things aren't just, let's give it to everybody. Let's select the right children for this pathway and this journey, with the plan that they will then continue with one-to-one post 16 and work towards qualifications. Using music technology to offer inclusive instruments. Now, I'm going to present 4 things, but there is so much out there. That doesn't mean that I haven't tapped into it. It doesn't mean that I don't know it exists. There's lots of things that I don't know exist. I've just selected 4 because I could talk forever otherwise. So the first one is Scoogs and sound beams. I mean, sound beam, you might look at it and go, oh, Sarah, that's really been around for a very long time. Yes, it has, but it still has a lot of value. So we have a training package for sound beam with Leicestershire. We buy them and schools can loan them half-termly, termly, whole year, whatever they wish that works for them. We offer training that goes alongside that. Because actually, some schools don't want to find the £3,500, £4,000 that it costs to buy a sound beam, and then it will sit in a cupboard and maybe used a couple of times. Whereas if they can loan it, they get good use of it, and then we can hand them around to other schools. And the same with a Skoog. Clarions. So this year, just this year, we have started working with Open Orchestra. We've been developing our ensembles, and a particular school said, we'd like to go with Open Orchestra. So we said, excellent, let's go with Open Orchestra and let's work up. So I'll just tell you on my journey of ensembles, I was trying to do lots of different type of ensembles, and I realised I need to really focus in on each school and what kind of ensemble do they need in each school. So there's lots of different ensembles happening in different schools, and so we've got the use of clarion through Open Orchestra. iPads, just inclusive instruments of iPads. So, I mean, they're amazing, aren't they? You can do so much with an iPad. I've just put Bloom up here. But the idea that if a child can't play an instrument like a ukulele, we can have a ukulele app on here and they can still create a sound. There's more to it than just giving them an iPad. It's about the speaker being attached to them so they can hear it and them know that whatever sound they're creating, they are making that sound. But just, I wanted to refer to the fact that we do use iPads. And also Controller One. So with a school in Loughborough, they're working toward, they've got Arts Award Platinum, but this year they're going to last year I met with them, they want to reapply for Platinum Arts Award, and we're working in partnership with them to develop their ensembles, to create an inclusive ensemble. So there's acoustic instruments happening, there's iPads happening, there's Controller Ones, there's just an array of a lot of different ensembles.
It's now called Composer, come from Digit.
Oh, has it changed?
Changed name, just to let you know.
I even double checked it last night on your website.
It's a recent change, but it's now Composer.
It's not updated. Composer! Thank you. But brilliant equipment. Yeah. And then I just thought I'd talk about partnership projects. That's where the expertise are. So we've done about training teachers, we've done about adapting instruments, but expertise with these partners. Partner work is project-based. Partner work, though, must offer legacy. There must be some sustainability and there must be some kind of change that happens in the school. So holding on to those outcomes means better teaching for children. So I'd give you a case study of a project that we did. It was a couple of years ago. All this is on our website. In summary, we had 50 children who are at special schools in our big performance venue, De Montfort Hall, if you know that, in Leicester, performing as part of our performance opportunities. I'm actually going, because I still remember how hard it was to do this project, but the outcomes were absolutely fantastic. So we had 2 schools that learn acoustic instruments, and they work with Sinfonia Viva. We also had one-to-one teachers going in and teaching the children how to play a flute or a recorder or piano, guitar, those kind of instruments. Then we also had 2 schools that work with Transformance Music, and they worked on iPads. All 4 schools created and composed and swapped. So one digital school and one acoustic school swapped material, and these guys swapped material. And then in the end, we had a combination of 50 children playing their own composed material at De Montfort Hall. Can you see why I still go, it was big. But I wondered whether I've got time to play you a bit of this. These are some of our partnership projects that we've got. Oh, sorry. I need to come out of slideshow. No? See? Music technology! Oh, okay. I'm not going to do that because time is ticking. But if you want to look at it on our website, it's all on there for you to see. So other partnership projects that we offer, we've got some fantastic partners. Soft Touch Arts in Leicester, Pedestrian in Leicester. These partners have a lot of equipment, but I have to hold on to the fact I go to the schools first and I meet with the head teacher at the schools. Right, what is it that's in your school? What is it that you want to change? And that's where we come with our outcomes of what we want for each of those projects. We will then take that to the partner and say, this is the change that we want to see happening. So through these kind of projects, we've worked with PRUs, SEMH settings and special schools. It could be that we go to a partner and they deliver a music technology project as in production. It could be creating a band, it could be the recording, it could be using some of the accessible instruments. We do that in the venue. It could be that actually these children need the stability of their school, so we would then transport software charts out to the school. These kind of partnership projects happen all around the country. I understand that. I think what I would say though, what I want to hold on to is the fact that it's about the change, it's about the legacy, and it's about the longevity, sustainability of each of these projects. An example of this one is Pedestrian went to work in the secondary PRU in the city last year. They took their equipment in, but out of that there was a particular child who absolutely took on music technology. I met with their head teacher that this child will be moving from the PRU to an alternative provision a couple of weeks ago. It's already in their action plan that music needs to be part of it, and we're signposting them on a Saturday to an external music technology offer. It's called Saturday Sounds, that is held at Pedestrian. So there's just, I think it's about holding on to the case studies of those individual children. So I've talked a lot about this is what I do, but holding on to the heart of what changes took place. So another example is some children from Ellesmere School went to Software Charts. They did a 6-week technology project. They created music, they composed. My goodness, there was suddenly a child, so, and I'm talking to the converted here, but they wrote down, they notated Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, the whole of the violin part, the whole of the cello part, the bass part. Well, how did you do that? Oh, I heard it once. Wow, okay then. So we discovered this child was really, really talented. The school then continued to pay for this child to carry on going. It was going, did GCSE music. Just, there's so many cases I would just love to share with you, and I don't have time, but I'm around all day. So if you want to come and hear about any of the case studies, then I would love to chat. Leicestershire is part of Mayhem Uprising project. It's a youth music funded partnership piece of work. We're on year 3 of 3 years. I've been working with Ben Sellers, who is the lead for Uprising, meet with him quite often to help shape this piece of work. It's a really exciting piece of work. What I want to highlight is the fact that there is, on the Wednesday the 28th, that's next Wednesday, a free network, 3 till 4:45 online. If you are part of the Mayhem hubs, so in the East Midlands, then there is money attached to attending. If you aren't, but you still want to come because it's free expert training in music and special schools. Finally, so my task was to talk about embedding music technology into an inclusive music hub offer. I've kind of given you a taster of what we do, but I hold on to that accessibility, using music technology as an alternative route and making sure everything we do is inclusive. I have 2 minutes left if there are any Q&A. If not, you'll be very happy to move on early. Any questions? Okay. Yes.
Thank you, Sarah. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, there's ideas there.